Could I survive long enough to escape? Hey there guys, CrossFlux here, welcoming you back to Let's Play Metroid Zero Mission. In the last episode, we defeated Mother Brain and nearly escaped Planet Zebes unscathed. However, a fleet of space pirate ships awaited us out in orbit, and after a long dogfight, we were forced to make a crash landing back onto the surface of Planet Zebes. So, stripped of our power suit, and basically many of our options. Our only chance is to find some spare flight vessel within this mothership here in hopes that we can use it to escape the planet. So, we're going to find right off the bat that we're very vulnerable in this state. And it seems like just how we first came to Zebes, how Mother Brains seemed to know of our arrival, seems something else knows that we're in here as well. But this is the part of the game that I like to call the Metal Gear portion, because we're going to have to do a lot of sneaking around. Without our power suit, even though Samus is technically a superhuman, she has super speed and strength, I don't know, against a whole army basically of space pirates, there's not going to be too much we can do. So we're going to have to make sure to not get noticed and to hopefully find anything that can help us out without getting caught. Now I'm definitely going to be making use of these save stations because this part of the game is really difficult for me because I'm really bad at stealthy kind of stuff. I tend to prefer just blowing stuff up willy-nilly in hopes that, well, if they're dead, then they can't get me. Anyways, that strategy doesn't really work too well here in Zero Mission since we can't actually damage any enemies. The best our stun gun can do is, well, just that. Stun them, similar to our ice beam. However, the stun gun will only last for a split second, basically. You noticed how quickly those space pirates there were unthawed from our stun gun. Now you're also going to want to be careful of these green beams here. They kind of act like tripwires, and if you move past them, then they will notice you. Now, I'm not really sure how to avoid triggering that tripwire there. So the game kind of starts off forcing you to trip at least a few security measures here to kind of introduce you to the concept of being chased by the space pirates. So it's a nice little mechanic to kind of force you to see what the mechanics like, or what the mechanics like in a fairly safe region of the game. I mean, this part of the chase sequences aren't that bad, but later on they can get a little bit rougher. But as a result, later on in the game, they start giving you more opportunities to avoid the space pirates' line of sight. Up there, it seems like there's a few spare ships, so maybe if we can just get our hands on some of those. Luckily, we can crawl in our state, so even though we don't need the morph ball, we can still get around through tight cracks. Here's another save room. I'm definitely going to be stopping in these as often as I can because, as I mentioned, without a power suit, we're going to be taking an entire energy tank point of damage every time the space pirates either touch us or shoot us. So we only have a few hits, unlike how we're used to having. So I'm going to have to be very careful with my placement of movements and whatnot. I also really like the backgrounds in this area. You can tell this post-game segment was made during the era when they made Metroid Fusion. Because there's a lot more detail put into the backgrounds. They had a little bit more creative freedom, I guess you could say, to work with backgrounds and environments and whatnot. Now, Space Pirate did not move where I thought he was going to move. Now, I also hate how they shoot. They always shoot like one bullet high and one bullet low. Now what's interesting to note is they can't actually shoot themselves. It's always fun to kind of trick the space pirates into having one of them shoot their own allies. Definitely makes things a little bit easier on our behalf. This room here introduces basically like searchlights. At least that's what I'm pretty sure these are supposed to represent. All I know is that if you get touched by the yellow lights there, then it alerts the space pirates to your presence and they'll start chasing you. So definitely avoid that. Looks like we have another save station coming up here. I'm definitely in need of that because I took a lot of extra abuse there than I probably should have. And this upcoming room here is a little bit more difficult than the previous rooms, at least in my opinion. just because there's a lot of those green tractor beams, or tripwires, whatever you want to call them, and you're going to have to make sure your jumps are very precise. Let's see, okay, not so bad off the start there. Now this part is going to be kind of timed, because the floor will disintegrate. However, as long as you pull it off just the way that I'm doing, then you're sure to get caught, so make sure you do that. Okay, freeze that space pirate there. Okay, doesn't matter if I miss, as long as I can sneak up in here. There's a hidden way that will prevent me from being seen. Alright, well, I almost made it through there unscathed, but it turned out to be a little bit better than I planned. Alright, continuing onward, we have another chase sequence. So yeah, some rooms you can't really avoid getting seen at all, it just sort of happens. Best you can do is react to situations like this sometimes. It's like a metaphor for life. You can be as prepared as you want, but sometimes things just don't work out right. I'll freeze one of them. And come on, give me someplace to hide, please. Come on. Chose our ruins, okay, new area. But will it be an area that will be helpful to us? That has yet to be determined. So yeah, this is a really long chase sequence. I can't save in the save room until we're free from being chased. But yeah, I accidentally ran past where I'm supposed to hide. As long as you crouch, I've noticed that helps with being spotted too. Now I can make use of the save room. Definitely needed that. I think I took like half of my health and damage there during that last chase sequence. But yeah, that was pretty rough. So yeah, if you guys can't tell, I haven't actually played any Metal Gear games because I'm terrible at stealth missions. Ooh, that was close. I thought for sure that searchlight was going to get me. Oh, Space Pirate. Definitely don't want to go that way. You almost got me, game. I'll give you that. Alright, heading on through here. I think these next few rooms will introduce a new mechanic. I think... let's see. Maybe? No, maybe it's a little further ahead. Anyways. Oh yeah, this is an interesting room. If you happen to get caught, this is one of the rooms where you'll have to hide. And what you'll have to do is stand here and then shoot these blocks, and the space pirates will fall down below. And if you wait just long enough, then they'll give up searching for you again. Alright, here's the room that I was thinking about earlier. They have these weird little search beam things. And if you get caught like I just did, because I'm really bad at this, then they'll start shooting beams at you, and they'll summon space pirates. Basically, there's not a situation where space pirates won't be summoned. Which, I mean, makes sense. If the space pirates are technologically advanced to be a threat even to the Galactic Federation, then it would make sense that on their mothership they would at least have a decent security system. Uh-oh. Can't hide there. But we can hide through here. Make sure you crouch though, because I've not crouched there before and gotten caught. But I think they finally gave up. Alright. Onward to victory! Hopefully. Alright. So some of the areas through here are a little boring. But, ooh, speaking of boring, that looks like a nice power-up. Hope we are able to make use of that soon. I hate seeing something and then having to wait forever to come and get it. So let's see if we can pick it up. Uh-oh. It's gone. Now I know I saw something here. Let's see. Well, looks like the space pirates got it. Well, that sucks. But maybe if we follow them, we can find some other form of technology that we can make use of. But we'll probably have to be extra careful, because the deeper we get into this place, the more heavy the security will tend to be. At least, that's my line of reasoning. But I've been known to be wrong on more than a few occasions, evidenced by this very Let's Play itself. So there's a little bit of a waiting game there in that room, but as long as you're patient, it's really not that bad. Alright, wait for this one to go all the way back up. I'll wait for it to go up a little bit higher just so I don't accidentally over jump and touch it from the top. Alright, make sure you crouch here, because once again, I've not crouched in this exact location, and like my ponytail would give me away. So, that made me a sad panda. Anyways, once again, If you wait long enough, you'll make it through. Now, I haven't really been able to figure out how to get through this room without getting detected. I might be able to pull it off. Oh my goodness, I actually did. Wow. That's normally a really difficult room to avoid getting hit, but I guess if you follow it the way exactly as I did, then you should be fine. So that makes this next few rooms a little bit easier, since I don't have to worry about being constantly hounded the whole time. Let's see, jump up here. So it's definitely obvious that we're getting deeper into the Chozo ruins, as the name of the area seems to imply. Wait for them to walk back. Definitely don't want to get caught now that I'm doing so good. Anyways, so since the Chozo were the ones that raised Samus, and their statues in the other parts of Zebes were definitely handy for us, maybe there's something in these ruins that we can use. Makes you wonder why the space pirates are here, though. I think it's because they know how advanced the Chozo are, and they're trying to pilfer as much technology as they can. Anyways, guys, I think we're going to call it here. Appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you'll tune in for the next episode. Remember to have a blessed day, and I'll see you then.